Welcome back to Model 3 Corporate Strategy on Balance Scorecard. In the previous session, I had discussed about value chain analysis, how to using of value chain analysis by the firm or organization, advantages and disadvantages of value chain analysis, with an example of a Singapore Airlines was discussed or explained in my previous session. So in the value chain analysis, we spoke about two major components: primary activities, supporting activities. How with the identifying effectively these activities, a firm can have a competitive advantage in terms of cost or in terms of differentiation advantage, and also waste maximization. Waste can be minimized and cost effectiveness can be increased. At the same time, an organization can be found profitable. In today's session, I'll be talking about balance scorecard. The very terminology balance scorecard, in that itself the very meaning of balancing on your scores. So what are the scores we talk about? The different functional areas in an organization. As I discussed about 5 M's in my very first session, it talks about marketing department. Other is men is material, it talks about human resources department. Materials talks about production department. Money talks about finance department. And management talks about the group of the people who are directly or indirectly involved in the activities of the organization. So there we come across the people, the stakeholders, the customers, suppliers, buyers, public, media, government organization, the employee of the organization, and the employer. So all this effective coordination and cooperation among the 5 M's, the different functional areas, has to be balanced so that the organization can perform its activities. Effective utilization of available resources could be done. At the same time, efficiency can be increased, cost can be minimized, profit can be maximized, and customer value can be added across. So how this can be done using a balance scorecard as a management tool will be discussed about in today's my session. So according to academic Dr. Robert Kaplan and business executive and theorist Dr. David Norton first introduced the balance scorecard. These are the two great honored academicians who were the first individuals to introduce the concept of balance scorecard. In the Harvard Business Review, HBR first published it in the year 1992 article, the balance scorecard measure that drive performance. So both this Dr. Robert Kaplan and Dr. David Norton worked together a year-long project involving two top performing companies. The study took previous performance measures and adapted them to include non-financial information. When you talk about an organizational activities, so as we discussed in the case of your resource-based value of an organization, there are activities related to tangible activities, intangible activities, human resources, or organizational capabilities. When I spoke about value chain analysis, we spoke about primary activities and secondary or supporting activities. So there also we can come across tangible and intangible components. So here that's what it said. They studied the study of Kaplan and Norton. They found that the performance measures and adapting them to include also other components such as non-financial information. So basically here balance scorecard, as said, it was developed by Robert Kaplan and David Norton. The background was in the year 1992. No single measure can give a broad picture. There are group of activities, group of components which are involved, proper coordination and with the interlinkages, the organization can be healthy and sound. Healthy in terms of the product is being effective, the product is being gives the value to the customer, and sound in terms of financial positions by acquiring a good market share, and profitability could be increased also. So instead of a single measure, why not use a composite score involving a number of different measures? So what are those different measures we'll be seeing in the coming slides. So here Kaplan and Norton devised a framework based on 4 perspectives. Yes, as it was clearly told, it's not about the tangible, intangible components. Here the measures are those components which are being seen in a different perspectives. We talk about the financial perspective, customer perspective, internal perspective, and learning and growth perspective. So these are the 4 perspectives the balanced scorecard concentrates on. So the organizations select critical measures for each of these perspectives. So what are those critical measures for each of this perspective could be said. So it is a thing. So the key problem that which Kalpan and Norton identified in the business of today was that many companies tended to manage the business based solely on financial measures. It's not as it was told that there are intangible components such as goodwill, reputation of the organization, customer service, customers, whatever their potential customers coming back again for referring to somebody else about the product, the brand value, and also we talk about certain IPR activities. It's not just the financial measure, there are so many other intangible components are also there. So the pace of the business in today's world requires more comprehensive measure. So apart from the financial measures are necessary, they can only report what happened in the past where a business has been, but not where it is headed. So it's like driving a car by looking in the review mirror. It's not. Only financial part is not advisable. There are other components also which has to be looked into. That what Dr. Robert Norton, Dr. Robert Kaplan and Dr. David Norton discussed and presented in this balanced scorecard concept. So to provide management a better dealing with today's business space and to provide business managers with the information, they need to make a better decisions. That in that context, this BSC, balanced scorecard concept was developed. So when you talk about this balanced scorecard concept, the balanced scorecard concept methodology is an analysis technique designed to translate an organization's mission statement and overall business strategy into a specific quantifiable goals and to monitor the organization performance in terms of achieving these goals. So that is what in the organization's goals could be achieved. That's the basic, the reason of balanced scorecard. So, and it also is very clearly told that a successful balanced scorecard starts with a one-page overview strategy map, which is a crucial feature. So, strategy map gives a business clarity and the tools. So, in previous sessions, we have spoken about various other tools of strategic component in order to have proper coordination with the different department areas and also effective utilization of the resources in an organization. We saw on the different components in the previous sessions. So, this balanced scorecard usually represents your company's strategic goals covering the 4 perspectives as financial, customer, internal, learning and growth perspective. It's a powerful tool or a framework for building and communication strategy. So, business model is visualized in a strategy map and also which helps the manager to think the cause and consequences or cause and effect relationship between the different strategic objectives that could be observed with the help of the balanced scorecard. So, we just have a balanced scorecard, a pictorial representation is there, which has been taken from the previous textbook. So, before that, we'll just have a glimpse of what the balance scorecard represents all about. This is the diagrammatic or a schematic representation of the balance scorecard. The very figure of balance scorecard discusses about the 4 different components in line with vision and the strategy of the firm. So we have a financial perspective, a customer perspective, internal business, and learning and growth. If you could see, each of the component have 4 objectives, measures, targets, and initiatives. Objectives, measures, targets, initiatives. Objectives, measures, target, initiatives. So all these 4 components have 4 different aspects. In the 4 different aspects, it has been measured. In detail, we'll be seeing this, what this business scorecard and 4 perspectives talk about in the later part. So the balance scorecard, as I've told, it is a strategic planning and management system. Organization uses balance scorecard to communicate what they are trying to accomplish, day-to-day activities, day-to-day work that everyone is doing with the strategy, prioritizing products and service, measure and monitor progress towards strategic targets. So this is the basic reason. Communicate what they are doing on day-to-day activities, how they can accomplish their target on the daily basis, prioritizing the projects or the product or the services, and finally to measure and monitor progress. So this figure has been adapted. This was actually the figure which has been by Dr. Robert Culpin and Dr. David Norton. They are 1996 in Harvard Business Review. This is from where the source of this particular diagram has been taken, has been represented for your information. So this was a schematic or a diagram of the balance scorecard. So now about the next we'll talk about is the characteristics of the balance scorecard. What the balance scorecard consists of. So basically in this balance scorecard, it has got 4 basic characteristics. So one is as I've discussed, 4 basic perspective or not 4 basic characteristics. So here you have information is collected and analyzed from 4 basic aspects of a business. So the first one we talk about is the learning and growth are analyzed through investigation of training and knowledge resources. The first leg handles how well information is captured and how effectively employees use that information. So to convert it to a competitive advantage. So that is what it talks about, learning and growth perspective. So it is also talks about, it is attitude. Here we talk about what is it? A perspective includes employees training and corporate culture attitude related to both individual and also for the corporate self-improvement. In a knowledge, we talk about in the knowledge thing. So in detail, we'll be talking about each perspective later. So financial data such as sales, expenditures, income are used to understand different financial performance. But the financial metrics may include dollar amount, financial ratios, budget variance, or income targets. The third we talk about, the next is business. We talk about the customer perspective. Are the collected to gauge customer satisfaction with the quality, price, and availability of the products or service. And finally, business processes are evaluated by investigating how well the products are manufactured, and also operations management is analyzed to track any gaps, delays, or bottlenecks, or shortage, or waste or duplicacy of the work could be overcome. These are the 4 basic perspectives the balance scorecard talks about. In detail about each perspective, I'll be explaining it in the next session.